Hello and welcome to Indian Story. There is nothing more beautiful and exciting than story. Everybody has a story. In fact, the story is a light. Now let's watch what this story has to say.
My name is Raj Arora. Presently, I am the founder partner of my CA firm, Yogi Associates. I started in the year 1980 after qualifying my chartered accountancy. In my opinion, hard work and blessings from your parents is very important. Be hardworking, be patriotic, responsible towards your parents, and get blessings of all the elders. And blessings play a big role. I was born in a small village in district Rohtak at that time, and now that is in district Jhajjar. The village named Dujana. My schooling had been in that small village where there was a government primary school which was up to 5th class, and I passed out 5th class from there. I was a brilliant child from the beginning, and my father was so this thing because he himself was uneducated. He wanted all the children should get proper education. After my 8th class, during Bansilal tenure, he made a policy that no teacher will work in his hometown or in his district. They will shift out of that district because mostly teachers were involved in their family, agriculture and other activities. So they were devoting less time in the schools. So he transferred massively all the government school teachers. At that time there was a massive strike of teachers and there was no studies happening when I was in 9th class. So my father got worried that he wanted me to become something big and have good education. So then he started trying that I should send him somewhere else. He shifted me to Sonipat, where one of my relative was staying. So I stayed with my relatives and did my half of 9th and 10th from Hindu High School, Sonipat. After passing matriculation, I came back to the village. By that time, there was a college in the village where I did prep commerce. At that time, there was no 10 plus 12, so I did 11th, which was prep commerce from my village. After that, BCom in my village as well as in Haryana mostly was in Hindi medium. So my father then went and asked some educated people in the village that what should I do? I want that he should do something big in education. So one family who had elder son as IPS officer and younger son as chartered accountant, they advised that he should get BCom honors done from Delhi so that instead of Hindi medium, he gets into English medium. If he suddenly shifts into English medium in CA, he will have difficulty. So I came in Delhi. I choose DAV college in Srinivaspuri, Nehru Nagar, because of the reason that one of my Masiji, my relative, was staying in Lajpat Nagar, so that I can stay in her house. We had limited resources. Every time one marriage happened in my family. In fact, my Tayaji's daughter and my eldest sister, they got married together in 1960. Then another marriage happened of two sisters in 1967. So each time my father had to sell the land or mortgage the land to get money. So knowing my father's resources, so I was not inclined to put any burden on him. So I stayed with my relatives so that my stay is free. I used to go to my college on cycle because it was nearby. My food was free, so those facility was there. I being youngest in my relatives' house, so each family's activities or duties I was doing, even bringing grocery or bringing milk in the morning or whatever I was doing. So cycle was the best this thing that I became so fond of my cycle that I became slow cycling champion in my college. So after doing BCom honors, I thought of helping my father and make my agriculture little modern. I went back to the village. With the help of tractor, I did the best of efforts that the whole village was appreciating that your son is doing marvelous job. He's probably going to get the big crop this year. But unfortunately, as the destiny was there in my favor, there was no rain in that year, and our land was mostly dependent on rain. Very little we had the canal water. So it was a flop crop, and then I got disheartened. I came back to Delhi, then joined CA in 1975. During my articleship, I started doing part-time accounts so that I can shift from my relative's house to an independent house. So at that time there was no computer. We were working on in accounts, we were doing manual cash book and ledger writing and then making trial balance manually and all that. So I became very expert in account writing. So I took some assignment of account writing from 76 onwards. There was emergency time and I got one room apartment in double-story Lajpat Nagar at a very cheaper value, say 26,000, 27,000 rupees. So I shifted from my relative's house to an independent house. I started earning, my first salary was 350 rupees a month. I was working in a prestigious showroom in South Extension where I used to go 2 hours daily in the evening after my CA articleship training. And Sunday I used to devote almost half of the day there. And then I had a guest house where I was working. And there were 2-3 gas agencies. I was charging 100 rupees a month from them. So I had about 600-700 rupees earning at that time. So I started living off my own. In one day I formed the firm and started working immediately after qualifying. So 26th of July was my day of incorporation of Yogi Associates. So since I had no office, so I opted for the cheapest possible office. Opposite Lady Shri Ram College, there is a village called Jamrudpur. So on the main road of Jamrudpur, I took one office 10 by 10. I had to pay 10,000 rupees upfront and the rent was just 400 rupees a month. So I started my practice from there. In my CA profession, I was guiding real estate people on acquisition of immovable properties under Income Tax Act. Because of that, I became famous for valuation of immovable properties and advisor of immovable properties. Because of my circle of builders and real estate people, I also got involved into real estate in 1985-86 onwards. In 2002, the acquisition under immovable property was dropped under the Income Tax Act. Then I was searching some good option of real estate. We ventured into two great projects. One is Select City Walk, in which I was fully participating in the construction and in the ongoing activity of Select City Walk. And my younger brother, for him, we acquired some land in Indore. My brother was involved in township in Indore for most of his time, and I was involved in Select City Walk. During the construction of Select City Walk, I also thought of starting a restaurant because I am a teetotaler and vegetarian. So my intention was to have a fine dining vegetarian restaurant. In 2007, when we opened the mall, there was no fine dining restaurant which was vegetarian except Sagar Ratna and Haldiram, etc. So we started a restaurant in Select City Walk in 2007 with the opening of the mall called Satvik, which is Satvik Proudly Vegetarian. And recently, about 2 years back, we also started Yog Wellness in Mussoorie, which is also a vegetarian resort where we do naturopathy, Ayurvedic treatment and spa and sauna, steam, jacuzzi and massages in that resort. So these two projects are besides our real estate journey. My parents, they shifted from Pakistan to India during partition period. My father started living in this village, but then another daughter was born. So he was very disturbed that he has no son and both brothers have also died. Then we got some blessings from a saint who advised us to start doing Havan daily and start Gayatri Mantra, Jap and all. So my father started that, and after that I was born. So that made him more follower of Gayatri Mantra and Havan. And that is the reason that since 1953 till today, we have daily Havan at home. Till my parents were alive, they were participating. After their death, we are continuing to do daily Havan, and we have a permanent Yagshala in our house. My mother was very pious lady and very, very devoted to family and the welfare of the family. She used to remain awake till we all reach home. Her nature was like in village, she used to distribute. We had our own cows and buffaloes. So he used to distribute makhan and lassi to so many people, the labor class and other. My brother did BCom from Rohtak. I brought him to Delhi in 1982, the year in which I got married. Along with my family from the village, my brother took admission in chartered accountancy under my CA firm as articleship, but his interest was not to complete CA. So I put him into real estate because I was advising a lot of CS real estate people, and my interest parallelly was already there into real estate. So he became an extra strength for me in real estate. In 1988, I got him married to Sukrita, who is from Indore. So my brother and his wife both are my real strength, and I treated my brother like my elder son and as my friend, as my associate, as my colleague. But unfortunately, he was detected with brain tumor cancer in 2016. I took him to US for treatment, but I could not save him. In 2018, he expired, but before he expired, we got his elder daughter married, Kritika, in December 2017 in his presence. Kritika's husband is Sarthak Sachdev, who is a lawyer. Second daughter was married in 2022, last year, in Goa. Ritika's husband is Karthik Malhotra, who is into automobiles. Kritika has a beautiful daughter which was born last year. Her name is Kaina, and she's very loving daughter. So in a way, I am grandfather of 5 kids. So we are very happy family. All the kids and daughters coming together and celebrating all the festivals together. So we are blessed one. So I treated my brother and his wife and my brother's children as my own family. And I generally tell everyone that I have 5 children, 3 of my own and 2 of my brother. I got married in 1982. Her name is Asha Arora. When we got married, my family was a large family. My wife handled very well in the family and kept the whole family together. Still, all my sisters, their kids, their children, and we are very close-knit family, and she has a good bonding with everyone. She is the main source that our joint family is intact and everything is going on smoothly. I have 3 kids, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Nimish Arora. He was working in Ernst & Young after qualifying chartered accountancy. His wife is Namrata Arora, who is director in taxation in Deloitte's. Younger son, his name is Pratik Arora, and he did his double engineering from US, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. My daughter, who did fashion designing, she is married to Arjun Gand, who is into paint business. They have industry of paints. All the 3 kids are married. My elder son has 2 kids. The eldest is daughter, Riyansha Arora. He got a baby boy who is 1.5 years now. His name is Yashveer Raj Arora. Swati has twin daughters named Ananya and Anaya. There are always troubles, there are always some kind of difficulties, but we sailed through all the difficulties, I think primarily because of our spiritual background and our blessings of our parents. And surprisingly, every time I have some difficulty, some angel comes and helps me. So I had been lucky. I get inspired very soon from many people. CA training I did, at that time we may be feeling bad, but he was taking work from us for 12 hours. So we used to criticize at that time, but later on we found that our stamina was built during that time. Similarly, I listen a lot of spiritual lectures. One Dr. Vagish, who is from Gurukuleta. From yoga, we got inspired from Ramdev ji. And I'm also senior vice president of another similar kind of institute, Om Yog Sansthan, which is in Pali, Faridabad. In my opinion, hard work and blessings from your parents is very important. Some people, they ignore their parents. In my opinion, becomes an adverse factor. One has to worship the parents and has to remain ground to earth. A lot of people praise me on that you are one of the partner of Select City Walk, and still anybody comes to me for any advice, for any this thing, without any money motive, I help them. So a lot of people come to me, just they know that when they come to me, I'll help them. So that has paid me in life. And that was the reason when I was in financial troubles or other thing, people came forward and helped me. I am associated with that ashram which was originally set up by our Guruji, whose name was Prabhu Ashrit, where daily Havan and Gayatri mantras and other spiritual activity happens. So I am president of that ashram in Rohtak now, and we have 3-4 annual functions there. Kartik Purnima is the main function, and then we have Guru Purnima Yag, then we have one Yag now in February. Besides that, I have seen that the Kanya Gurukul and some other Gurukuls are doing very noble job, that people are getting Sanskrit education, they are getting educated for Vedas. So my intention for future also is not to give too much to the next generation and spend a substantial amount of our wealth into spiritual activity. Occasionally we used to play badminton, table tennis, sometimes tennis in our farm. I used to sing during college times, but after that all my hobbies died down because of my struggles in life. And in the initial years of my practice, I used to work maybe 14, 15, 16 hours a day. So you had no time for other activity. I get up generally around 6:30. After getting free from routine affairs, we go for walk. I reach office around 10:30, and after that come back around 8 o'clock. So I remain involved in real estate to some extent, and with my clients to some extent. Depends on my appointments, that what appointments I have. And lot of my time goes into helping others. 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the evening, we do some Sandhya, which is Maharshi Dayanand's guided Sandhya, which has to be done in the morning and evening. In the morning, my family, my wife and my brother's wife, they both do Havan. मेरा बहुत ज़्यादा अब्रॉड जाना नहीं हुआ. जब हमने मॉल बनाना था तो वी हैड टू go to see other malls. We went to Singapore, we went to Dubai, we went to Malaysia, and after that my son got admitted in US. His younger son Pratik Arora, and he did his double engineering from US. We were going almost every year to US when he was studying there. So we had many trips to US and some leisure trip to Europe and Singapore. Be hardworking, be patriotic, be responsible towards your parents, and get blessings of all the elders, and blessings play a big role. I have seen that when my desire was very minimal, I got so much, and that is all blessings. And I shifted from my business and agriculture to CA profession, was also a inspiration which came. So that plays a big role. So one has to be very, very down to earth. All my supports have come from people because they have blind faith on me. Even so many elderly people have made me executor in their will, that after their death I will be looking after their affairs. So that kind of faith comes with your good behavior and with your good attitude. And I always respect elders. बहुत अच्छा लगा और you go into the flashback of your yesteryears, and one of my sister's son, who is a lawyer and very spiritually attached with one of the organization, he always tells me to write your autobiography. So in a way, some part of my autobiography has already been conveyed through this Indian story.
Yes, we are all unique. We come and go. But these stories are legacy forever. Do share your story with Indian Story anytime, anywhere. And don't forget to subscribe our channel